All right, hey guys, we're gonna talk about waterproof pants for hiking. And the pair I just put on were the Outdoor Research 4As. And there's many different styles, many different materials, many different activities that these pants are made for. So we're gonna get into things like just using gaiters. We're gonna talk about using something like some heavy snowboard ski Mountain Hardwear pants. We're gonna get into some really lightweight Adidas Gore-Tex thin hiking pants. We've got some Mountain Hardwear pullover thin waterproof breathable pants, and the big dogs, some Teryx. I believe these are the Beta AR all around pants, full zips, things like that. So lots of different things. And the technology with today's pants, they're so good. Breathable, waterproof, articulated knees, able to have some stretch, connect to your boots, many different things. So let's kind of get into it. So you're gonna go hiking and you need to bring some rain pants. Do you bring them? Do you start with wearing them? I'm not a big fan of sweating on the trail, so I am a huge fan of something thin, a nice thin waterproof type material, but also something that has a way to dump the heat. So the pair that I'm wearing right now, you saw, have the full zip, and I would say it's like, it zips from the very bottom all the way up to the hip, so I can quickly, easily get those things on. Same with something like these Teryx pants. They've got these waterproof zippers and they will zip all the way up. So when you're just hiking, you can take the top zip, pull this down and heat dump and let out all of that extra heat to help prevent you from getting too sweaty. Now, it's almost contradicting itself because you just expose yourself to the elements, right? Now, if I'm going forward on a hike, theoretically my thighs are taking most of the rain coming at me. So this open on the side, believe it or not, is it's not like all of a sudden all the water's pouring in down your leg. Now, depending on which way the rain is coming, if it's coming from my right-hand side, I might not have this open all the way, or halfway. I might just have it open just a little bit, or sometimes not at all, depending on which direction I'm going on the trail. So, things that I would try to avoid, these are a pair of ski pants, and they are extremely heavy. As far as bomb-proof, these are some bomb-proof pants. So these are Gore-Tex branded. I don't know if these have an actual name for them, but these are made by Mountain Hardwear, and there's no lining in here. It's just the taped seams, super heavy duty, but the actual fabric itself is just really thick. And is it gonna be good for hiking? I mean, you can do anything you want, but not really ideal because it's so hot and these things are so heavy that you're gonna feel weighted down. Another thing to think about is a lot of the different waterproof pants have this type of a gaiter built inside, right? So at the cuff, okay, it has this extra snow gaiter right here. So usually you can tuck this either into your boot or have the elastic to go over the boot and keep it tight around the boot. So when I stand in heavy snow and whatnot, snow is gonna kind of maybe get up around the outside, but because this is tight around the boot, it's not gonna go inside. Also, it has an opening here at the leg. So this is gonna make it easier on and off. Now, obviously, if you have big ski or snowboard boots on, that's not really a thing. Or if you have like just your normal hiking boots or even shoes with this pair of pants, it's not really designed to be taken on and off quickly on the trail. So definitely something to think about. Now, if you're going, let's say, camping or you're working outside, a pair of snowboard pants like this probably would be okay. and they're much more durable. Like this is a pair of pants that I wouldn't mind if I'm like leaning over, putting my knees on the ground, because it's just such a rugged material. I'm not really worried about scuffing up the knees too much because it's so thick. Now, compared to something like these Adidas, these are the Teryx Adidas hiking line, and these are also branded Gore-Tex right here. And these are called the Adidas Adventure, but really thin. You can see this inside here. It's kind of like almost a single layer or double layer, where it doesn't have an extra layer inside. So there's no mesh, there's no extra polyester on the inside. So I would probably only wear these with long johns, or you might even have shorts and put these on over the shorts. That's okay. So these are great. They have zippers on hand pockets, so I do like that function. Also on the back, it's got like the back butt pocket. Usually kind of people put keys or goo gels and things like that. So these are almost, and then they have a cuff at the bottom with the opening. These are kind of more designed for kind of running type adventures, right? Which is great. Also hiking, kind of very similar, but these are going to be much harder to put on when you're out on the trail. So the advantage of something really thin like this is that you can fold this up, let some of the air out, and right, compared to like a coffee, I mean, it's pretty small. There's not much weight to it. Put a rubber band around this thing, throw it in your pack, good to go, right? Compared to like a full-size snow pair of pants, if we fold these up, these are so thick, and the big wide openings here for your boots, like snow boots and ski boots, you'll just see that it's just such a different game here. So that compared to these Adidas pants, I can fold those in half. This one I can't bend in half because it's too thick. So significantly heavier, significantly bigger. Something like this, these are really nice, made by Mountain Hardwear. Now these aren't Gore-Tex branded. These are their own waterproof line. And let's talk about that. So I have a lot of things that are actually made by the Gore-Tex material. And here's what I've noticed, is that it doesn't, the Gore-Tex tends to be more waterproof, meaning I can stay in the direct rain longer, but it tends to be hotter of a material, right? So almost all the Gore-Tex stuff has, like this Gore-Tex jacket has pit zips, so I can dump the heat, right? Also on these Gore-Tex 40 or outdoor research pants have the side zip, so I can just unzip the sides a little bit and let a little air roll through there. So something like this doesn't have that, but at the same time, also it's not as hot, but it also is not as waterproof. So you kind of get where I'm going here. So I can either be a little warmer and have to vent and have more waterproofness, so I stay a little drier longer, or I have ones that are non-proprietary Gore-Tex, right? There's almost every brand, North Face, Marmot, almost all the big brands have their own waterproof fabric nowadays. But like this Mountain Hardwear, it's not Gore-Tex, but it's waterproof and breathable compared to just like rain pants, like those rubbery rain pants. Anyhow, so don't get too hung up on that, but this one is a pretty good material, very lightweight, like those Adidas ones. And these are not as easy to slide on because they don't have that full zip, right? Now, as far as cost-wise, you're gonna pay quite a bit more to have the function of the Gore-Tex, and you're gonna pay a lot more to have the full zip on the sides. And if you want lightweight. So think about it this way. Do I want to be as much waterproof as possible because I'm not going to be exerting a lot of effort? Or do I want more breathability? Or do I want to try to find that happy medium where I want the maximum waterproof and then the maximum breathability? And that's where having those extra side zips make all the difference. And then you've got something that's kind of, I call it like a cross in between. That's these our Teryx pants, and these are our Teryx, so you know how expensive this stuff is, right? So like $500 pants, but full zip from top or bottom, and articulated knees, so they bend nicely. It has a reinforced butt area, so the butt is a thicker nylon material on the outside. Also on the knees has a thicker material. So it's ripstop nylon up here like on the thigh, but then here at the knee, so for bending over or getting on your knees, whatever you're doing, a little bit heavier material. Now, these are great for snow. They're not that super warm, so you'd want to wear like insulation, but they also have the gaiter here on the bottom. And I like this gaiter because it has kind of like the Fjallraven, it has the hook right here that'll hook right onto my boot. And also I can open it up all the way to get easy on and off. Hook this bungee around my boot, keep everything secured. And then on the outside of the pant, it also has a bungee here so I can secure the outside to around the pant as well. So you're gonna pay quite a bit more for little features like that. It has a built-in nylon webbing belt to cinch them up tight. So these are the Gore-Tex Pro. So I pretty much, like I said, top of the line pants, something like this. Now for hiking, I would much rather prefer what I'm wearing now is the Forey pants. And let's take a quick look at those. Okay, so these are the Outdoor Research Forey pants. What I like most is they're super lightweight, really thin material. They're also Gore-Tex, which is a bonus. So they're branded with the Gore-Tex right there. It has full zip. And when I say full zip, I mean, they actually do make some that go all the way to the top. I don't think that's necessary. You saw in the first part, I easily on, easily off, but wide KK zippers and snaps right here, keeps it closed. Okay, just a draw pull right here for an elastic waist. It does have hooks available for suspenders should you want to choose to get those. And I believe Outdoor Research sells those suspenders on their own for pretty reasonable price. It does have a zip back pocket here, and these are also stuffable from what I recall. So you can see the double zipper, so I can pull the pocket out and shove this right back into itself. And now I have everything contained in this little back pocket and doesn't take up much space. So you get the idea here. Now, why would I want to be able to do that? Well, some of you guys, 90% of you could care less on really the weight of pair of pants or how small I could stuff it. 90% of you, it's not that big a deal. 10% or less go on crazy hikes where every single ounce counts. So the last thing you want to do is have, people are cutting off zipper pulls and stuff like that. Every single minute ounce they're trying to save, they take their toothbrush and they cut the end off the toothbrush, right? Now, just 90% of you would never do that, and it sounds insane. I get it. The 10% of you that are extreme hikers, that you understand that every ounce on your back after every mile just adds up, and it's exhausting. So you definitely want to save weight. So, but these are a pair that I would take with me on a hike because they're so lightweight and they're easy on, easy off. It's Gore-Tex, it's rugged, it's durable, and I like these a lot. Now, as far as quality-wise, this pair of our Teryx is much higher quality, but also kind of more designed for snow, maybe snow hiking or snowshoeing. Whereas this, out in the woods, you're on a through hike, you're just hiking with your friends. Really, really important to think about it, right? Now, if I were to pick one pair that I needed because I could only afford one pair, I'd get the Outdoor Research Forey pants compared to the Mountain Hardwear, although these ones are technically a little bit lighter weight, these Mountain Hardwear ones. But as far as quality, I think these are gonna be higher quality, a little bit more waterproof, and even though they might be warmer, which could be a good thing that they're warmer, I could heat dump with the full zips, where these ones I can't heat dump. I have to sit down to put them on because you have to take your shoes off to put these on, right? Now let's talk about gaiters. How do these fit into the whole equation? You could actually use these gaiters with your waterproof pants. Some people who are in muddy, wet conditions and tall grass type conditions love having a waterproof gaiter. Also outdoor research, Gore-Tex, and these are bomb-proof. I mean, these things are absolutely amazing. You can, after you're done, you can take a hose and hose them down and get all the mud and gunk off of those things, but it really prevents getting mud and rocks and gunk in your shoes. So they make ones that are more specifically for hiking, like almost trail runner styles, where they're not as tall up over the calf. These go up over your calf. They kind of come to here to kind of just protect around the shoe. Where this one here is more of like a snow or a snowshoeing or a little bit heavier duty. You're in some pretty rough conditions. That's where this one comes into play. But I really love having these when it's snowing, because as a dude, I get hot, right? So I don't want to just be cooking. So I'll have maybe a pair of soft shell pants that are a little bit water resistant, but then I have these to protect my ankles, keep my pants from getting soggy at the ankle there. Work really, really well. Some people, like I said, will use this with your waterproof pants for double whammy, right? So anyhow, it's good to look at reviews, find the brand that works for you. A brand that works for me is not always going to work for you, right? Outdoor Research seems to be a brand that works really, really well for me. I like the sleeve length, I like the length here, I like the fit around everywhere, where some other brands are going to fit you a little bit different as well. So what one hiker or one YouTuber tells you is not, it's not their word is gold, right? So don't forget that. I highly recommend going to your local mountain store, trying it on, walk around the store for a few minutes with the jacket on, with those pants on. Try to put those, go to REI, try to put the pants on wearing your shoes or boots that you're gonna go hiking in and see if it's even possible. To me, that's a game changer. Living in the Pacific Northwest where it rains all the time, and you never know when it's just gonna start raining and you got to put on your waterproof pants. Boom, backpack off, grab my pants, throw them on real quick, boom, I'm good to go. And going 5 or 10, 15 minutes before you can find shelter, having waterproof pants on or your jacket on can make all the difference in the world. So hopefully you got a couple nuggets from today's video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. We're going for 1,000 subscriptions, and every one of you guys makes the difference. So thank you so much from one outdoor enthusiast to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.